Queen Latifah, how have you been holding up during the quarantine?
I have been holding up. I've had my ups and downs, like I'm sure everybody else has. This
Right.
whole year has been hell. When I work, 200 people work. You know what I'm saying? So it's bigger than me when it comes to that. Watching this, I've been emotionally wounded. I've been financially wounded. If I can't help my family, that bothers me.
Trump just got totally roasted by Queen Latifah, and he never saw it coming. In a brutal takedown that's going viral right now, the Grammy winner exposed his history of lies about everyone from Obama to Nikki Haley. You won't believe what Latifah said about Trump's dinner with a white supremacist at Mar-a-Lago. Stay tuned, because we're breaking down every moment of this epic truth bomb that's got Trump scrambling for cover. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favour. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Did you know that Trump has a weird obsession with other people's birthplaces?
It's a very complicated situation, but it ain't right. And enough already. It's time for some people to go to jail. Somebody is got a bunch of complaints against them, then clearly they, don't need to be engaging with the public. You know what I mean? And we need to know that information, and they need to not be engaging with the public. Like, some people are out there to straight kill. Some people are out there to be authority figures. You give them that kind of power and of a weapon, and it changes their mentality.
Queen Latifah definitely knows, and she just exposed his whole game on live TV. It's like Trump has this playbook he keeps recycling. If he doesn't like someone politically, especially if they're not white, he suddenly starts wondering where they were really born. Remember that whole Obama birther nonsense? Trump spent years pushing that conspiracy theory, demanding to see Obama's birth certificate and suggesting he wasn't really American. Well, guess what? He's doing the exact same thing with Nikki Haley now. Queen Latifah brilliantly connected these dots.
My thoughts are it's a disgusting situation, but a worse state of mind to have, not just in this time, but at any time in history. Terrible state of mind to have, but to have come this far in time, and who has skin that's my color, to actually take that and motivate them to do something about it, and be that archaic and it's kind of pathetic.
Showing everyone that this isn't just Trump being Trump, it's a calculated strategy that he repeats over and over. What's wild is how Trump keeps using this same tired trick, despite being proven wrong every single time. Latifah pointed out something many news outlets completely miss. This isn't random lying, it's targeted deception, aimed specifically at opponents with minority backgrounds. The pattern is so obvious once someone like Latifah lays it out clearly. Obama questioned his birthplace. Haley, same exact play from the same exact playbook. The really messed up part is how effective this tactic is with Trump's base, even though a quick Google search could disprove these claims in seconds. His supporters don't seem to care about the facts. They're more interested in the message behind the lies, that certain Americans aren't real Americans in Trump's eyes. Latifah exposed how his false birthplace claims tap into existing prejudices, making the lie feel more important than the truth. When Queen Latifah connected these incidents, she wasn't just pointing out individual lies, she was revealing Trump's entire character and strategy. She showed that these aren't random outbursts or mistakes.
Listen, we all know what happened. We had a great quarterback. He decided to take a knee, for that, and that became a firestorm. Here we are 5 years later, and it took the death of George Floyd, 8 minutes and 46 seconds of police officers, of veteran police officers. And it wasn't just him, him and some of his teammates. And then it became about everything except what it was about. It was strictly about police brutality. It was about the way the police were treating Black men.
They're calculated moves in Trump's political chess game, designed to delegitimize anyone who challenges him, especially if they're a person of color. Trump's team was completely caught off guard by Latifah's takedown. They're used to deflecting individual accusations, but she didn't just focus on one lie, she exposed the whole pattern spanning decades. How do you defend against someone calling out your entire strategy? Trump's playbook was laid bare for everyone to see. Just when Trump thought his birthplace playbook was the most embarrassing thing being exposed, Queen Latifah pulled up with receipts of something far more disturbing: his dinner dates with actual Nazis. While many Americans have conveniently forgotten about it, Trump's cozy Mar-a-Lago meal with notorious white supremacist Nick Fuentes in November 2022 caused massive outrage when it happened. Latifah wasn't about to let this slide into the memory hole. The dinner with Fuentes, a Holocaust-denying racist who spews hate speech like it's his job, had even Republicans publicly condemning Trump. But what happened after the initial news cycle? Trump's team did what they always do: distance their boss from any responsibility while hoping everyone would just move on.
The fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now. He caused the inflation, and it's killing black families and Hispanic families and just about everybody.
My grandfather owned a hardware store, and so he showed me that black people could do business. My grandmother told me she worked at Picatinny Arsenal during the war making bombs.
Queen Latifah wasn't having it. She brilliantly connected this dinner to Trump's broader pattern of racist behavior, specifically highlighting his 2019 attacks on 4 congresswomen of color. Remember when he told Representatives Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, Ayanna Pressley, and Rashida Tlaib to go back to where they came from? Classic racist nonsense, considering they're all American citizens. One was even born in the same city as Trump. Latifah pointed out how this wasn't just a random outburst, but part of a calculated strategy to delegitimize non-white political opponents. And she didn't stop there. Latifah called out Trump's derogatory language toward black district attorneys, language clearly designed to undermine the credibility of black professionals and stoke racial resentment among his base. It's all part of the same playbook: create fear, spread distrust, and discourage black political participation. But perhaps the most devastating blow came when Queen Latifah demolished Trump's carefully crafted image as a self-made billionaire. The man inherited millions from his daddy, she stated bluntly, before highlighting his multiple bankruptcies and failed business ventures. His greatest successes? A reality TV show and casinos that eventually went bust. Not exactly the stellar resume of a business genius. What makes Latifah's takedown so effective is how she connected all these seemingly separate incidents into one coherent picture. The dinner with Fuentes wasn't a one-off mistake or a scheduling error. It's completely consistent with his pattern of embracing racist ideas while publicly maintaining plausible deniability. When you look at the full picture, from birtherism to telling American congresswomen to go back to dining with white supremacists, it paints a disturbing portrait of who Trump really is. So what's the real takeaway from Queen Latifah's epic Trump takedown? It wasn't just another celebrity rant. It was a masterclass in connecting the dots that mainstream media often misses. While CNN and Fox News dance around Trump's behavior, Latifah cut through the noise with her signature no-nonsense style that speaks directly to younger, digitally savvy viewers who've tuned out traditional news. The Orange Turds team is probably scrambling right now, trying to figure out how to respond to someone who can't be intimidated or bought off. But the real question isn't whether Grumpy Trumpy will tweet about this. It's whether voters will finally recognise the pattern Latifah so brilliantly exposed.